Hi everyone, Michelle here. I filmed this intro about 4 times now because I'm a little bit out of it. Welcome to episode 17, I believe, if I count right. I am Mickey Midge here on YouTube, on Instagram, Ravelry and Twitter, but I don't really tweet, especially not crochet related, so I wouldn't worry about that. Welcome to all my new watchers, hi, and welcome back to all my current subscribers. Lovely to have you here. My numbers are steadily growing, which is lovely that people are interested in what I have to say. I apologise for looking a little bit ropey, a little bit run down, but I'm okay. I'm smiling, and that's the important bit. Gonna make this a quick one because I'm due with my little girl to go and pick her up for a doctor's appointment soon. So we will move on straight away to finished objects. I do have a couple this week, which is great. Well, it has been a week and a half since the last one. So we will start with, if you've seen my Instagram, you've probably seen these anyway, but finished object number 1 is for the fortune cookie cow that Crochet Luna Claudia is hosting. My fortune cookie, if you haven't seen previous weeks, is, or was, those who bring sunshine to the lives of others cannot keep it from themselves. So I decided to make this. Look at her. How cute is she? This is the Hello Sunshine. So see, block my face. I've got to try and hold her so she's straight, and I'm struggling. It's the Hello Sunshine cushion pattern on Etsy from Flow and Dot, I believe. I will put it up here. On Etsy, it's a paid pattern, but it's very simple make, very simple and effective. I've stuffed her quite chunkily because my children bash the lives out of stuffing essentially, so I thought I'd stuff her quite thickly so she lasts a little while. And I love her. I'm sure you know why I've done this pattern for that fortune cookie, and it was to go with this cushion cover, which I also made. So I think they look like good friends, don't they? I haven't stuffed this yet because this one is one with a removable, this pattern, and I almost wish I'd just sewn her up, and I haven't put the buttons on yet. I've got buttonholes though, so I will put buttons on and I will make it. And this one was from Simply Crochet magazine. I can't remember which issue, but I made it about a year ago and I still haven't sewn the buttons on. Really lazy. But now I've finished this guy, I think I will finish that cushion because these are going to go in my little girl's room and I think they're going to look really cute. So that's my entry for the fortune cookie cow. My sewing is not amazing, but I think that's half of the charm sometimes, and I think she looks really lovely. There you go. My little boys are a little bit jealous actually, but I promised them, if you watched last week, I showed you the monsters that I was going to make them, so I promised them I'd get on with their monsters now. So expect to see them, or at least one of them, as a work in progress next week. Finished object number 2 was for the Granny Along by Zines and Roger here on YouTube, and I just about got it in, I think. And I made this for my little girl again. Makes it look like I've made loads for her, but and it's a little granny poncho. This is the Desert Irony poncho by Catherine at Crafternoon Treats, and I made it in the baby size. There are instructions on there for different sizes. I made it in the smallest size, and my little girl is 18 months, but she's quite a chunky 18 months, so by that I mean she's quite tall for her age. there you go. What I'm probably going to do, although I declare this a finished object, putting it on her, and it does fit lovely. She is 18 months and she's always climbing everywhere and running everywhere. I was thinking what I might do is just sew it there, just a little tacking it there on either side for her arms. So just like a little, oh excuse me, just like little tacking in at the sleeves so it stays put and it doesn't twist round. Obviously if you're making an adult or an older child it would stay put or the child would adjust it, but she's not at that age where she would yet. So the yarn I used for the cushion is the one recommended in the pattern, which is Dropped Paris, by the way, in vanilla and medium pink I think. But anyway, the yarn I used for this was called Mermaid Blur and it was from Lolly's Little Wool Shack. So I don't know where it's from originally, but they do still have it on Lolly's Little Wool Shack if you're in the UK. And it's £1.5p a ball, and it is lovely. So if you look in closer, you see it's got the little flecks of green and purple. I'm showing you the seam there. Not supposed to see that bit. But it's got these lovely little flecks which are beautiful. I think it's probably a little bit thicker than DK weight, which is what it's supposed to be, but it just feels lovely and soft. This is DK. This is a basic acrylic DK from Aldi in cream or ivory. I just used it for the accent, and it is slightly thinner than this, but it doesn't make a difference, I don't think. So that is finished object number 2, and it's the last of the finished objects actually. I've got a semi-finished, nearly finished, and that is this. I mean, it's finished according to the pattern. Sorry if it sounds like I'm shouting. So someone said they couldn't hear me last time, so I'm speaking a bit louder, but I've also sorted out, I think, the microphone. So if I am shouting, I apologise. But it is finished according to the pattern. It is the Desert Winds triangle scarf on Ravelry, and it's by Make and Do Crew. And I have used a Karen cake in pistachio. Started this end and I got to here, if you watched last week, I got to here and I ran out of yarn. So this little bit here is a cream Aran weight that I had in stash. It's slightly paler than the middle, and I think it looks worse on screen than it does in real life. I think when you're wearing it, I don't think it notices too much. I will take it off my little headless model with flat boobs and show you in full. So I don't think it makes a huge amount of difference. It kind of fits. It doesn't make a difference when I'm wearing it anyway. The reason this is, I'm calling it semi-finished, is I am making this for the springtime crochet along, hosted by me. And I wanted to make it a bit more springy than just, yeah, I've used green colours. So I was going to make some daffodils to sew onto the bottoms, but I think they don't really lay flat, and I don't think they're going to look right. So I was thinking what I might do is make some daisies in there. We'll see. The crochet along ends on April 15th, so you've got a little while if you have not joined in yet, or if you are joining in and you haven't finished it, you've got a little while. I will just I will put that on properly afterwards. But that's my current whip for the springtime crochet along. If you enter using hashtag springtimecow on Instagram, or you can also enter on the Ravelry group, there is a thread on there Like I said, anything to do with springtime, just let me know how you've interpreted the theme if it's not immediately obvious. And yeah, there's some great prizes. There is yarn, badges, pens, and a crochet Bible, diary, project Bible. I will show you next week if you haven't seen in previous episodes, because I haven't got time to get it out this morning. So I'm keep looking at my watch. I'm sorry, but I do have to go soon. So that was whip / HO. Is it hoe? They call it half finished object. Should we HFO? I don't know. Anyway, I only have one other whip active this week, and I'm not going to keep it that way, am I? Because I've already promised the boys the amigurumi monsters, so that is a fib. So I won't say that. But I have kept it quite simple this week because I wanted to finish those. So I am also, I don't know when it finishes, and I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish it, but I am taking part in the Miho Crochet along run by Evan Gaze. Jodie at Evan Gaze podcast is running the crochet along to make a pattern from Miho Crochet on Ravelry. So I haven't done a huge amount since I last showed you. In fact, I've probably done one row, which doesn't show up very much because of the nature of the... So there we go. That is it currently. I have this much left. I'm just going to keep going to the end. I might not do a border. But this is a mandala cake in Valkyrie, I believe. I have actually got another one on pre-order, but it's not being released yet, so I don't know if I'm going to have time to finish. But or I might add a different yarn. This is the Secret Paths shawl by Miho Crochet, which is a free pattern. It is quite yarn intensive, but I do think it is quite effective. I really like it. Popcorn stitches don't bother me. I struggle with the whole front post. Yeah, front post. Not because I don't mind that as a stitch itself, but this yarn is splitting a bit when I'm using it, and I'm just getting a little bit frustrated. And lots and lots and lots and lots of trebles and front post trebles, because there's like 3 rows of it here. Just finding a little bit slow going, but it does look good, so I'm going to persevere. So that is whip number 2, and currently the only other active whip. So I have a couple of projects planned, so future projects, that will need to get started soon. So I've mentioned already, I have this book, and all 3 children have pointed out what they want me to make. So these are going to be made soon. So they are my middle child, Logan. He wants this one in a blue colour. He's just turned 5. It's his party tomorrow. My oldest, who's just turned 8, he wanted, where is it? He wants this one in green. And my baby, who's 18 months, she pointed out this one. And I know she will want pink because I don't know how that happened, because we don't push her towards pink, but if I show her 2 tops to wear, one is pink, one is say yellow or blue or green, she will always gravitate towards the pink. Yeah. Except this morning actually, I said, do you want to wear blue today? And she went, yeah. Well, not yeah, because she doesn't really speak very much, but she just went, eh. So yeah, she did pick blue today, so maybe she will change her mind. Anyway, right, so that is a future project. I have 3 more Harry Potter scarves being requested to make, so they will be coming up soon. And I have a friend who has asked for, I don't know if it's printed there. No, it's not there. Oh, well I will put maybe a screenshot up here, but a friend of mine has asked for a bunny hat for her little girl who is 3 months old. And the pattern called for a very specific type of yarn. And I couldn't quite find a good alternative to make the same effect. Burnout roving. It feels quite... See, I don't know how well this is going to wear on a baby, but okay, we'll see. I told her I'd make it as her baby gift. So, if I'm not charging her for it, if it goes wrong, I don't feel so bad. That's why I'm used to charging friends. So, I've got the grey. I've got a white somewhere, which is not here right now, and the pink. So I was going to make the grey main head so it keeps the dirt away a little bit more than a white, and pink outer and the grey trim. Pink outer, pink ears, you know what I mean, I hope. So that is going to be an upcoming project which I'm going to be starting this week. Another pattern which I bought because I really want to make it, and someone tagged me on Facebook on this crochet unicorn going, can you make that? And I'm like, yeah, if I could find a pattern. Couldn't find a pattern for that one, but Mimi the friendly unicorn, sorry it's in black and white, but that's my printer. Look how cute that is. So this is a paid pattern on Etsy from Bunnies and Yarn. Let me see. So I printed this out ready. Probably not going to. These are some of her designs. Aren't they cute? I thought, oh, this. I love this. Probably can't see it very well on there, but little dragon. How cute. So we probably will be buying the dragon at some point. But I've put loads on my plate, so yeah, slow down, Michelle. And I do so want to get caught up on the Yarn Joy podcast, Crochet Along, running throughout the year. I've only made January, the Christmas Afghan by Repeat After Me. I've only made January. I need to start February and March and get caught up. I am up to date on the Jada in Stitches calendar blanket for this year, which I am also doing, and I would love to get caught up on both the Vintage Sweethearts Crochet Along that was run by Crochet Now magazine last year. It has now finished, and I have only done up to about month 5 I think, so I've got a lot of that to catch up on. And I would also like to finish my Spicy Life blanket, which has been on hold. So I've got a lot that I want to do before I start any new patterns, which is silly because I'm going to be starting new ones. I know I will, and I'm not going to restrict myself, because until it gets completely out of hand, I need to do what makes me happy, I think. So, yarny goodies, other than the Burnout roving yarn which I purchased, there isn't a huge amount, which is good because I can't spend at that level all the time. But I did buy myself 2 new minis, both of them from Wild Wool, and they're from Walthamstow, E17, near where I used to live. And this one is, they're both DK. 120 grams. This one is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and it is called Electric Squid. That's fairly true to colour. I think there's probably a bit more green. Oh, there we go, you can see the green there. A little bit more green in the yellows, I think. Right, so there it is. And it comes with these little charms, which is kind of cute. So that one's called Electric Squid, and this one is 100% merino superwash. It's called Violet Backed Starling. Me in purple. There's a little bit of black in there, which is rather nice. And again, comes with a little charm, which is cute. So yes, those are from Wild Wool, which are on Etsy, and I really like those. A couple more minis to add to my growing collection. I also bought last one from Snuggly Stars Yarns, which I've purchased from before. We've got Geosensity matcha green tea with cranberry and lime, which sounds good, but I don't really do green tea, so my husband will end up drinking that, I'm sure. Now this was on sale. Terror buying sale ones. Mysterious Dragon, and it's the beautiful bamboo base, 80% merino, 20% bamboo, and it's fingering weight. And I loved the colours, loved. It was actually in my favourites list, and I was just browsing my favourites, and it popped up as on sale all of a sudden. It was on my favourites before then. I went, oh, gotta get it before it goes. There was only one left. Love it, and it's so soft, love it. I'm guessing that's the bamboo that makes it just that little bit more squidge factor. So yeah, and that is it for this week. When I've been good-ish. So, life changes, as people know from last week. I am going to be starting a new job after Easter. I'm currently on the wind down of my old job. If you don't know, I was a data analyst, and it's lots and lots of spreadsheets and facts and figures, and I'm winding that down and trying to get all the reports set up, all the templates set up for my replacement. So it's been quite busy, and I also had 2 days off to do a training day at the school where I'm about to start working as an administrator. It's going to be a complete change in culture for me, but I'm hoping it's going to be a good one. And it was nice. It did hit me that there are certain things that I'm not going to be able to make at my child's school going forward, because I'm working at a school and they can't really let you pop out for an hour to go to an assembly, for example, whereas here, working from home, I could do that, which is a shame. But I've explained it to the children, and I think they understand that. And I told them it's the price we're going to pay for me to be home in the holidays. And when they realised, you know, I said the school holidays, I have to do a few days of training in the school, and then the rest of it I am home. So I'll be home for at least 5 weeks in the summer with you all day, every day. Every day. Oh my god. No, I'm joking. And my 8-year-old's eyes just lit up at the idea. He was like, wow, you're going to be home all that time. I'm like, I know. It's going to be great, isn't it? So, yeah. So, you know, it's been busy because of that, and the birthday party tomorrow is at Soft Play, so I don't have to arrange entertainment. Good. But I do have to, I've just placed the order for the food. I've left it really last minute. So tomorrow, my lunch break is going to be cooking some sausage rolls and things like that, and making sandwiches. I am not baking a cake. I'm sorry. I did bake one for my little girl's birthday recently, but that was before I went back to work. I cannot bake a cake on top of everything else. Sorry if you guys don't approve of supermarket cakes, but I am going to be going to the local Tesco or Asda and buying a birthday cake. The children aren't going to be taking them home anyway, because I'm going to do what I did for Xander's birthday, which is make little cupcakes and buy little cupcakes. I'm not making, I'm sorry. I would, if I wasn't at work, I would. I'm going to buy some cupcakes and put them in little boxes, and they'll take a cupcake home each. Anyway, so the cake is just going to be for them to sing happy birthday. Oh my God, I sound awful, don't I? I'm just going to buy cakes. I'm going to be open here. I have a full-time job and 3 children. If you can bake a birthday cake and cupcakes and sausage rolls and whatever other food I need to lay out, cucumber sticks, carrot sticks, hummus and grapes and all that sort of thing, grapes which you have to cut in half, all that to make it safe, and if you want to do that and bake a cake, I applaud you. You are amazing, because I cannot do that. I just can't. Unless I wanted to cut down on my crochet time. And you know what? Crochet is what keeps me getting out of bed in the morning. Well, my kids get me out of bed in the morning, but crochet is the thing that stops me losing my mind, actually. My mum's moving soon. It's getting closer. She is moving just down the road, which is going to be amazing, having her closer and less worried about her. You know, she's not as stable on her feet as she used to be, so she's nearby. I won't need to worry so much. And she's getting a bungalow, so she'll be on 1 floor, which will be amazing, so I don't have to worry about the stairs and that kind of thing. But at the moment we are going through her stuff and helping her pack and downsize, and that's been quite daunting. I made this frame, 2 frames, for my dad's funeral. And so if you don't know, my dad passed away 3 years ago now to cancer of the esophagus, and it was not pleasant the way it all happened. But when he passed away, crochet kept me sane, but also for the funeral I put together these big frames, huge frames, and there were 2, and one was pictures from him growing up as a child, and pictures with his mum and dad and family pictures like that, and the other one was pictures of him as a grown man and with his grandchildren, or with us when we were growing up, with myself and my brother. So it was a family thing, you know, wedding pictures. Which one were wedding pictures on? I think wedding pictures might have been on the growing up one, so it was up to when he had kids, and the other side was him as a father and a grandfather. And we had them there when we had the gathering after the funeral, and we found them. My mum had put them where she couldn't see them. We found them when we were helping her pack, and it was quite emotional. But yeah, I want the photos. I don't want them to, you know, I want the whole prints and everything, but I'm not ready to look at them. So yeah, it's a weird one. And then we're finding stuff from when I was a child, and there was a teddy bear that my mother and father-in-law had bought on my 18th birthday that my mum had kept, which I will now have to store somewhere here, because I can't say goodbye to that. So we lost my mother and father-in-law 6 months before my father. My mother-in-law passed away, and about a year after losing my father, my father-in-law passed away. So again, there's an attachment there. You know, I've been with my husband 20 years. They were like my mum and dad as well. You know, so there's lots of sentimental things coming up as part of packing. It is quite tough on. That sounds really depressing. I don't mean it to be depressing. I mean, there's a lot of lovely memories that have come back. It's been kind of cool. So what else is going on in my life that you might be in? You probably aren't interested in any of that. I had parents' evening this week. It was another thing that made things busy. But so, oh, I do look a stay. So pale and spotty, and that really hurts. Anyway, I hope you've had a lovely week, and I will see you next week. Thank you for coming back, if you've come back, and I hope you do come back if this is your first week. Hopefully I will have some more works in progress to show you. So, yeah. Oh, excuse me. I'm going to take a step back from crochet alongs for a little while I do the things that people have asked me to make for them and get old whips out of the way. But I'm going to finish the crochet alongs that I am currently taking part in. So, I mean, springtime crochet along, guys. If you have time to make something that is related to spring, there are a few entries on the Ravelry group, and there's a few on Instagram, but not very many on Instagram. And I think they're mainly from one person. I tell you, if you're watching, you are, wow, you are just going with the project. That's amazing. So, enter on Instagram. There will be a prize for Instagram. So, yes, please do. And on Ravelry, there will be a prize for the Ravelry thread. There will be a prize for the Instagram thread. There will be a prize that I pick for best interpretation of theme. There will be a random generator done for the chatter thread, which I don't get on as often as I would like, but I will do. I'm going to check that tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow, I'll be doing party stuff at the weekend. I think that's, and yeah. Doorbell's just gone. It was a parcel for next door. So, I ran all the way downstairs. I nearly missed him because he was walking away. So, run in a circle. I ran in a circle and down 2 flights of stairs. Anyway, out of breath. Goes to show how unfit I am, and I'm about to walk an hour's walk to the doctor's. So, I'm going to go because I've got to go and get the little girl. Have a lovely week. I will see you next week. And do come back. Don't be put off. Right. Bye.